Hi everyone, and nice to meet you again with the last part or third part of this lecture, lecture number 5 for the University of Basra students for high studies. So here we have a reading passage, comprehension passage. The postage stamp. Before the invention of postage stamp, it was difficult to send a letter to another country. The sender paid for the letter to travel in his or her own country. Then the person in the other country paid for the rest of the trip. If a letter crossed several countries, the problem was worse. Roland Hill, a British teacher, had the idea of the postage stamp with the claw on the back. The British Post Office made the first stamps in 1840. They were the penny black and the twopence below. A person bought a stamp and put it on a letter. When people received letters, they didn't have to buy anything. The postage was prepared. Here, this is an example of how reading passage question will come, and as I would like to say to you that the passage is more larger than this. This is just sample. So I would like to clarify that the nature of the questions. For instance, question number 1, what is the main idea of the passage? Here we should know the meaning of the, for instance, first paragraph. Before the invention of the postage stamp, it was difficult to send a letter to another country. What's the meaning of this? What's the problem? All the time we have a suggestion and we have a problem. We have a problem and solution. We have cause and effect in this paragraph. So we should know and draw our attention to the idea of this paragraph. Here we have a problem of sending a letter from one country to another, and especially when a letter crossed several countries. There it was a big problem. So we see the options. People collect stamps because every country makes beautiful ones. I think this is not suitable answer. People need stamps because they like them as a hobby. I think the writer doesn't mention a hobby or that he used the stamps as a hobby in this paragraph. For last one, people needs when Mr. Hill invented the postage stamp, it solves a big problem. I think C, this is the correct answer, because here we have a problem and we have a solution for that problem. So for second question, also postage stamp solves all mail problems. بما معنى يعني stamps it means الطوابع البريدية حلت تقريبا كل مشاكل البريد all slowly ببطء after 2 days بعد يومين immediately. As we see within the lecture, within the passage, it is immediately or at once. Okay. For next question, question number 3, when people blank letters, they didn't have to buy anything. Mail يعني يرسلون, accept يقبلون, received, because in this passage, if you read it, that in the second paragraph, a person bought a stamp, put it on the letter. When people received letters, they didn't have to buy anything. So from this we can conclude the answer. Number 4, the person form of bed. The present form of bed. يعني هنا ملاحظة مهمة على الأفعال. We have two kinds of verbs, regular and irregular. So irregular, it means regular أفعال قياسية تخضع لقاعدة، مثلا played تم إضافة ed إلى الفعل. ولكن الأفعال غير قياسية مثلا paid. مثلا الفعل wrote إذا ما أحفظ هاي الأفعال راح يعني أخسر قسم من الدرجات، أو لا يعني راح يكون ما راح أقدر أحقق درجة بسبب عدم معرفتي لشكل الفعل الصحيح. Please try to draw your attention to these verbs, especially irregular verbs. So in this we have to answer by pay because the present form يعني نريد الشكل الفعل المضارع للفعل paid هو pay. Number 5, the opposite meaning of difficult. Here we have the same meaning and the opposite meaning. الopposite يعني المعنى المعاكس. The opposite meaning of difficult. المعنى المعاكس إلى كلمة صعب difficult. Hard, heavy, easy. This is the correct answer. Number 6, the same meaning of difficult. هنا يعني احنا اختارينا كلمات سهلة لغرض توضيح طريقة السؤال المهم عندنا. المعنى نفس المعنى لكلمة difficult هي hard, very easy. طبعا السؤال الإجابة الصحيحة هي hard. This is all these notes for reading section and I need you to review and write all these notes please before your final exam. For the writing section it is very necessary to draw your attention that writing skill you will write on one topics you will have maybe 2 options and you will choose one at least 200 words ما يقل عن 200 كلمة. So your test, the last part of your test is that you should write a paragraph about one topic. We will choose for you these topics. Number 1, for instance, education should be free. Number 2, my aim in life. Here طبعا هنا عندنا مثالين. المثال الأول هو education should be free. طبعا مو شرط تجي هاي المواضيع وإنما هذا يعني نموذج لسؤال الرايتنج. بالنسبة لعدد الكلمات دائما الطلاب يسألون طبعا كل شيء بالباراجراف هو يعتبر كلمة. يعني على سبيل المثال this answering education can be an effective weapon for the people but nowadays it is mostly governed by corruption. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 إلى آخره. يعني هسه بهذا السطر الأول على الأقل 15 كلمة حتى الآن تنحسب ذا ينحسب. Okay. First of all we should know that the paragraph consists of introduction. After that we should describe the problem or the subject that mentioned for 2 paragraphs at least or 3. Finally we should conclude that conclusion we should mention conclusion for our writing. نشوف المقدمة الخاصة بهذا الموضوع. Education can be effective weapon for the people but nowadays it is mostly covered by corruption. To improve the development of a country all the citizens that country should be educated. Still in many circumstances they are not able to achieve it due to financial differences. So throughout this paragraph it is about education in general and how the education should be used as weapon for all people and all citizens should take the education free without paying any money. Also we see that in second paragraph and if education is made free then the country will start developing the country. Here the writer encourages the idea of education should be free. For next paragraph, in today's society education plays an even more critical role in developing our world. That's to say the writer has more reinforces on the education and how the students should develop themselves and it is very crucial or very important, very essential things. Education for the last 2 lines we have conclusion. In conclusion education should stay equally available to everyone regardless of their income. This is far but this also will also make sure that countries can prosper and develop into future evaluation with a well-educated workforce. So within this we have a clear conclusion. So I need you to follow all these notes within your writing in your test. Also, another example, another subject, my aim in life. It is well known fact that person without an aim is a person without a life. All the creatures in this universe have one or another specific aim. It is common for all things, as the human is best create among them. All he has given a right to select that what he wants to do in his life. This is not completely paragraph, this is just the introduction of this paragraph. And طبعا هدفنا بالحياة هو معنى هذا الموضوع. And we began as introduction, so you can complete this paragraph. Okay, this is to subject as sample and not necessary it will come or no. يعني مو شرط هاي المواضيع راح تجي، وإنما هذه هي أمثلة عن طريقة الكتابة. Please avoid for the notes of the writing section. بالنسبة للملاحظات اللي تخص موضوع الكتابة I will speak in English and Arabic. أولا please avoid your spelling and grammatical mistakes and repeated some same words or writing in Arabic or Arabic style. يعني تجنب الأخطاء الإملائية والأخطاء القواعدية وعدم تكرار الكلمات، زائدا عدم please do not take any part of the reading passage and make copy and put it in writing section. عدم أخذ يعني أي جزء من القطعة واستنساخه ووضعه في حقل writing section، هذا راح يعرضك أن تأخذ 0 من 20. Please do not put the same topic for all. يعني لا تستنسخني موضوع من صديقك أو تجيب موضوع ثاني غير الموضوع اللي جاي. مثلا education should be free. على سبيل المثال write an essay or paragraph about education should be free. عن التعليم يجب أن يكون مجاني. أنت كتبت على غير موضوع، يعني مو عن education، فبهاي الحالة ما راح تاخذ درجة بسبب أنت عدم ذكرك For example, when I say write a paragraph about your holiday، أنت كتبت لي عن المطعم أو عن موضوع آخر، بهاي الحالة الطالب ما راح يحقق درجة. Please draw your attention to these notes and you will get high marks. إذا انتبهت لهاي الملاحظات إن شاء الله راح تحقق درجة. For the account of the words, please do not write more than 200 words. لا تكتب أكثر من 200 كلمة رجاءً. So all these notes I mentioned to you, please check these paragraphs and draw your attention. Here we have same notes. Avoid spelling and grammatical mistakes. Avoid repeating the same words or the same answer. Do not copy the reading passages or put it in paragraph writing section. Do not use long sentences. Write on the topic. Do not write more than 200 words. All these notes, please draw your attention to them, and you will get high marks and you will not fail in your exam. English proficiency test, University of Basra. Here I would like to clarify for you that this test, your test, final test I mean, consists of 3 parts. Part number 1, grammar. All sentences are multiple choice questions. جميع الأسئلة راح تكون هي multiple choice في الجزء الأول من الامتحان. يعني القواعد اللي هي جميع الأزمنة درستوها with if clauses with passive voice، هاي المواضيع اللي درستوها كلها راح تكون multiple choice questions. Part 2 of reading comprehension passage multiple choice questions. الجزء الثاني من الامتحان أيضا راح يكون عبارة عن قطعة خارجية مع 10 أسئلة تخص أو 8 أسئلة تخص القطعة اللي درسناها مثل ما وضحنا في موضوع الريدنج. أيضا multiple choice. الجزء الأخير part 3 writing section you should write a paragraph about a specific topic. راح يكون تكتب عن موضوع معين. فبهاي الحالة لا يوجد اختيارات في الجزء الثالث اللي هو كتابة. So you should know how to print because we will ask you about print this paragraph not using handwriting. إذا من الأمور المطلوبة من عندك هو أن تستخدم يعني سرعة الطباعة باللغة الإنجليزية، زائدا أن أنت تكون متعود تطبع. إذا كنت بطيء راح ياخذ من عندك وقت وما راح يسعفك الوقت في الامتحان، فراح تعاني من قلة الدرجات. بالإضافة إلى تحاول أن تتدرب على الطباعة باللغة الإنجليزية especially in English. So just I would like to clarify all these parts, and now it is clear. So all these things are clear now. For writing section, as I say to you, you should write precisely and grammatically and spelling mistakes. You should avoid spelling mistakes, and you should write in more details about the same topic. You should not use, or you should mention another topic. You should not write about topic which is not mentioned in your test. لا يجوز الكتابة على موضوع لم يذكر لك. الكتابة على نفس الموضوع. إذا كتبت على غير موضوع ما راح تحقق درجة, as I told to you. For the reading section also, I clarify to you the sample passage and how the questions it will come for that. Maybe same words, same meaning, I mean, or different meaning or opposite meaning. Or maybe we ask you about what is the main idea of this passage or of this paragraph, or according to the passage, what's the meaning of these words, or give me the past participle of the following verb. Maybe it is mentioned in the same passage. I will choose the verbs that are mentioned in the same passage and I ask you. So please check all these notes and try to achieve high marks. So all these kinds of question maybe come to you, like kind of questions are coming to you. For instance, number one, most comprehension questions like this one, according to this passage, according to this paragraph, according to this article, according to this book. It is clear from the passage that second kind of this question, detailed questions. Detailed questions specify similar chunks of information than comprehension questions. The answers deal with specific small items in the paragraph or passage, such as a number or date or a name. Most detailed questions look like this. Your answer to this question will be in a number of miles, a number of hours, or speed. How old was Else when she was a Balthazar prize? Also, we have strategies for each kind of question. Most questions that require following directions look like this. The question asks you to find. Maria answers the question this way. Did Maria answer correctly, or did Maria follow directions? So all this information, I need you to keep it in your mind and try to answer correctly. And please, I hope you get benefit from my lecture and record all the notes. Thank you very much for listening to me. See you next time. Bye.